Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Arknights Endfield, I had seen that the endgame mode Umbral Monument will be coming out here the next day, and so there's some details out here, and I thought I'd go ahead and take a look and kind of give my thoughts on it. Now I know this was in the beta, and I've already kind of watched some stuff on it, but I want to see if there's like anything that's kind of subject to change, because from what I understand and seen, it kind of looks like an MOC equivalent if you played HSR, or Arknights Endfield, which I think is very, very good. It's one of the things I've been kind of waiting for, because if you've been playing this game quite a bit since its launch, and you're at that end game point, you have your factories kind of at their min-max in terms of being able to build all the materials you need to sell and get the maximum amount of currency from each region, and you've done most of the side quests and all that. You're kind of just waiting for this, because like right now I've got my Leviatane, which I'm throwing all my resources into upgrading her to like level 90. Got her essence almost maxed out on her weapon, but you really don't need it at this point. But Umbral Monument should change that, hopefully, where that's where you're actually grinding towards building your characters. And so we'll just kind of see what we got coming in here. Hopefully there's a good amount of rewards we'll get out of it. Like we see with a lot of gotchas, this is going to be one of your main sources when it comes to calculating out your monthly income towards getting pulls for future characters. And so let's see here. Umbral Monument is a permanent high difficulty combat mode that features periodic content updates. So it's going to probably be on a cycle. We get a new one probably every single time a new character comes out. The new one will probably be tailored towards that new character being very good at it. Hopefully it's not to the level to the point that they're the only ones good at it. But we'll kind of have to see. One of the things is usually it's tailored to their element or maybe their mechanic, which then generally means you can work around it with a lot of other characters depending on that, especially as time goes on and you start getting full teams for like every kind of element and other kind of little bit of scenarios. And then the new characters, there's kind of a power creep on it. Now, Wars, Heroes, and Carnage and Remembrance, these stories are not based on... Okay, so it's just kind of mentioning that it's just going to be more content in that respect. Complete the main story. Chapter 1, Process 2, Paving the Way. So you unlock it fairly quickly. Authority level 30. I got to that like within that first weekend pretty quick. Gameplay details. Umbral Monument is available in series. Each series typically includes... Yeah, I mean, it's just like MOC from what I've seen. And then each stage is divided into normal and agony modes. Complete the normal mode to unlock the significantly more challenging agony mode. I'm wondering how much more difficult agony is. Because a lot of gotchas, the normal mode is like, it's a one and done. You beat the normal mode, and now agony mode, or the hard mode, or whatever they call it in the gotcha game, is the one that's just constantly having new content added. And I don't know if the normal mode is something that's going to refresh in that sense, or is it only going to be agony? I don't really state it right here, maybe on another page here. So gameplay rewards. Complete every stage of a series in normal mode to earn an engraved medal for that series. Okay, so that sounds like we'll get new normal modes. Complete every stage of a series in agony mode to trim the engraved medal. That's one thing I always love in gotchas. I know Girls Frontline 2 recently added it, I think with the anniversary, where there's something you always are like earning to kind of just have something to showcase your accomplishments in the game. Because one of the things I struggle with in HSR is like, yeah, you're grinding MOC, but just for the sake of materials, which materials are great, but there's nothing to kind of distinguish that you've done it, whether it's an achievement or something. One reason I really, really like Uma Musume is within their champions meeting, which is their in-game PvP stuff, you have those medals you earn if you can outright win it, or just getting into the finals. It's always good to kind of have that trail of everything you've done in the game over time. So it's good to see we'll have these. Now I wonder if it's something you actually will miss. So there'll be some FOMO with it, in sense of once we get past a series and they put out the new one, because usually it's one, like they have it for 2 weeks and then it goes away and then a new one comes out. So I wonder if you're going to be missing them if you like take a break for a week or so and don't do one. But it does at least give you an incentive to do it, which I do like. Because polls aren't everything in the game to me. Yes, I want to be able to poll for the characters, but I want to, I mean, what's the sake of polling for the characters if I'm not really doing much other than progressing the story, which generally is fairly easy, and you don't even need to really gear up your people for that. And then you guys see the rewards down here. Complete all stages the first time to earn rewards that include Mark of Perseverance. So this one, these things right here, I know are the big one a lot of people are wanting. Now, it's kind of the time, I won't even call it time gating, but it's kind of that currency or that mastery of your skills that it's kind of the pay to win, I think, from what I can tell, because there was a ton of them in some of the bundles. The battle pass gives a ton of them, especially if you buy the third layer. And so you're going to be able to get those masteries on your characters. And so this hopefully will give a decent amount of these for free to plays. But from what I understand, I mean, masteries are not 100% needed. They are really just something like I plan to just kind of hoard these after I max out Leviatine for like my next big favorite versus just trying to build all of them. Because even with my spending, I still feel like I don't have that much if I want to like fully outfit an entire team maxed out. But you don't need to do that. And so it's good that we do have some coming in though, because there's been a trickle of them if you're completely free to play. And you couldn't even max out a character right now if you wanted to with them. And then you have all your leveling resources, which is good. Those always need to be coming in because one of the things is like right now at the end game grind is like some people are just wanting to gear up all their people, and so they're grinding out the EXP materials for the weapons, the people, and all that, or their operators. But I'm finding if you like want to invest heavily into your team, just and actually max out your gear, because I do like the one thing in this game is that you don't have that RNG system in the sense of you're trying to get that attack percent, crit damage percent piece with a high roll on it, because it can have random rolls. This game, you just have to go in, use that one voucher to do the mode for the essence that has your weapon on it. And the way you can set it up where you select one of the stats you want's guaranteed. One of them's, I think, 1 out of 3, and the other one's random. Mathematically, it's a 1 in 24 chance that you get the piece you want. And so it's very, you like within a couple days, you'll get the correct piece for the weapon that you farm for. And then it's just the grind of the essences to do the little bit of RNG that there is in there in terms of seeing if you get it upgraded or not. If not, you do have the pity mechanic. So I don't want to farm these at all. And so we need other ways to get it, which will be very good here. We'll have to see how much we get out of that, though. Monumental Etching here. A limited time exclusive event for Umbral Monument that launches with the version update during the event. Complete specific challenges to claim rewards. So we got some poll currency, event screen. Yeah, so we're getting more. So this is a one-time. I'm going to guess it's a limited time exclusive event. It's a limited time that will come back on occasion. Or maybe it'll just cycle with everyone. Like it's limited that event for that first occurrence, and maybe the next occurrence we'll get another one. And it's just meaning that they're not going to stack up over time. If you don't play for a month, you just missed out on that limited time of the previous ones. And then let's see. Before engaging combat, you must configure your team. Each battle allows for a maximum of 4 operators. And this is where I think some people struggle. I don't know if you need 2 teams initially, or if they're only going to start us with needing 1. Generally in most gachas, it's 2 teams that they want you to really start ramping up. And it's just a way to kind of keep people on that FOMO train of needing to get new characters and potentially spending money for more material, especially early on. But if it's only 1 team, that'd be nice. You can bring tacticals into combat in normal mode. However, tacticals are prohibited and cannot be used during combat in agony mode. From my understand on this isn't including like the food buffs and all that. Which, I mean, it's kind of weird in that aspect because the food buffs I don't use at all right now. I haven't really grinded them because the game, everything outside of what I'm expecting with this, the endgame mode, I don't need them. My characters will be able to handle the story and everything else without even worrying about these. And since they're not even going to be allowed there, it kind of makes me not even worry about trying to grind up the farming and all that. Luckily, because that one is something you can't really automate as easily. You can, but it's a little bit more intensive than just set up the factory, sell the stuff, get your bills. So, I mean, that's a bad thing in that you can't use them to help yourself out because it kind of kills the need to do it. But it's nice in the sense I don't feel the pressure to need to do it because I play so many gachas. Having the ability to pretty much do everything in the game, but also when I'm busy, like especially right now, I can just log in and do my dailies and do everything I need to do if I want to play it daily. It's in like 15 minutes, because when you have 4 games you're doing that on, that adds up real quick. But the thing I like about this is I do feel like if I want to play more than 15 minutes, there's plenty to do. I just don't feel that pressure to have to do all that extra stuff at this point. You can detail information on it. So it's going to say recommendations. The newest character, we're recommending you use them. Of course, that'll be the typical thing. Click on the enemy detail to view regarding them. Okay, so we'll see the enemies, what they have. Once the battle begins, defeat all enemies with the time limit to clear the stage. 10 minutes. That is quite a bit of time. I wonder if it'll be like Honkai Star Rail, where you have like the stars if you do it in so many turns. I always hated that. I mean, it made sense in the fact that it wasn't really difficult to beat, in the sense that you can beat it no problem. What was difficult was beating it within the much stricter turn limit, because that one's turn-based, to get the maximum stars if you want the maximum rewards. I wonder if that's going to matter here, or if we go all the way down to 1 second left and beat it, we get maximum rewards. I'm going to guess there's a star system. They don't mention it here, but that's like typical in every gacha I've played, so I would fully expect it. But that's pretty much everything they show here. I don't know if there's anything else on their X related to it here. Just kind of click it. We'll see. Release trailer. Oh, that's the release trailer for that. Oh, and a winner. And yeah, this is just saying it's announced. This one came out about a day ago, saying it's coming on February 12th at 12 p.m. server time. All right, so yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm pretty excited for it. Get to see how well my fire team's doing, since that's pretty much the only team I've invested in. My Levitane's like almost fully maxed out. Weapon essence, with everything up. Now, I don't have max dupe of my weapon needing, so that little part that's locked, of course, isn't fully upgraded because I haven't bought the max weapon, but I have that one pretty much all done. I've almost got her gear fully upgraded. It's crazy that you basically can just have a character done, in the sense that no longer do I need to grind for them specifically like a lot of other gachas. Now, we'll have to see how the power creep goes, though. I'm going to guess, even if the character doesn't get power creeped in the sense, their gear will probably get power crept. And then you'll have to regrind them up again. But that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine with us being able to make the gear perfect without having to constantly grind to get that random good RNG. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. We'll be trying that out tomorrow when it drops. But if you like my content, you can like, comment, subscribe. It really helps. And thanks for watching.